Hey, what's going on, y'all? Guess who it is? I bet you didn't expect to see us here today. Black Moses in the house.
What's going on, guys?
Kurt the God. Kurt Cam is now everybody's Cam.
It's a black and Kurt Cam.
It's a black. It's a black Kurt Cam.
Black Kurt Cam.
Or a Kurt Moshe.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, Kurt Moshe. That's a good one. So it was an exciting day. I mean, we got the Eastern Conference Finals started. Of course, me and Malik the King earlier today, we got our take in, but,
we're going to react to the reaction.
We got to react to the reaction. We're getting very meta.
We're breaking the fourth wall here.
That's like
in honor of Deadpool.
Yeah, it's like 16 walls. So, but mainly we couldn't let the sun set without a bloviation from the Ebony Moshe, the Ebony Mo. So Black, I mean, we just saw Cleveland take a smackdown 108 to, what was it, 83?
Yeah.
Bro.
Look, man.
Bloviate, please. The people need to know.
First of all, I got to eat the plate.
Okay.
I was very, very hard on Boston all playoff long so far.
Okay.
I had them losing to Milwaukee.
Oh,
in the first
wow!
round.
We haven't compared brackets in a while,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
This is a little new to me, guys.
I had them losing to Philly in the second round. As well.
Okay, all right.
I had it going 7 games.
Okay,
but I had them losing to Philly.
Okay,
and now here we are in the conference final.
Indeed,
and I mean they're 1 game up on the King. And I have to apologize to all Boston fans who are witnessing no hezzy. I will eat the hate. If you want to send the hate, while we were recording live, we will read the hate and I will eat the hate live on no hezzy. But man, I mean, is it impossible to win at the TD Waterhouse Center?
Apparently, bro. I mean, now on the flip side, they have their own issues winning on other people's courts, but those fans, that vibe, I mean, just the spirit of that place, the toughness, it's difficult to win there, bro. Man. Even for a King, a King. So it's a difficult land for a King to conquer.
That parquet floor it hypnotizes the opposing team.
They're disjointed.
It discombobulates the athlete,
absolutely.
And he can't perform. I mean, at one point. Marcus Smart was dominating the matchup between Bron and him.
Bro.
Marcus Idiot has become Smart under Brad Stevens.
Marcus
he's living
Dunce.
He's living up to his last name.
Definitely is.
Well, my question to you is what? Because I mean, we have to acknowledge the fact that all this is happening without Kyrie Irving and without Gordon Hayward.
Absolutely.
What do you think is the reason behind why they're having so much success without their star players? And and side question to that, do you think they'd be able to have this amount of success if their star players were there?
I would say, I'll answer the second question first. I would say at the very least, they would at least be having the level of success that they are now if Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving were healthy and on the floor. I believe they would. Again, a testament to Brad Stevens' coaching. Now, I do believe with Gordon Hayward out and Kyrie out, when it comes to role players, people that know that, they're not starting on this team unless there's injuries.
Right.
Those guys are always ready to step up into their roles.
Right,
I mean, especially if you've drafted well, like Danny Ainge has.
Man,
and you
credit
got some young
to Danny Ainge, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, what he's been able to do in this tank era without tanking.
Tanking, exactly.
I mean, at their worst, they got rid of KG and Paul Pierce. And they lost Ray Allen.
Right.
And they experienced
from Rondo as well.
They experienced some hard times there, but I mean those times weren't really as hard as, say a Philly or Chicago teams.
Oh
like
gosh,
that, you know
yeah.
what I
Oh
mean?
man, yeah. When the purgatory is, nowhere. There's no end in sight,
Yeah.
or even for a franchise like my Kings or the Suns. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
Like,
right.
for some, you're starting to see a little bit of light, and then you got those other teams that you like, Chicago and whatnot, where it's not too sunny.
Right, right. It's not
As
looking
Common says, ain't no one smiling
right
around here.
right, right. It's very windy in that city right
Very
now.
windy, very breezy.
But Danny Ainge has been able to finesse deals.
Yep.
He's been able to. I mean, just the fact that he got Jason Tatum and Philly got
and
Markelle
traded back.
Fultz, and traded back to get him is a testament to his acumen as a GM. And much respect to everything that they got going on there right now. But that being said, it's still amazing to me, that they've been able to get this far without Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie was pretty much, he was, during the season, there were several games that he won for them,
right.
by him putting the team on his back and doing things that, only a player of his caliber could do. And now it seems like everybody on that team is doing those
Terry
things.
Rozier, Marcus Smart, Al Horford.
The ascension of Jaylen Brown as well.
Jaylen Brown.
I mean,
That guy's
this guy,
looking like a true competitor.
This guy, he's looking like Kawhi Leonard Jr. right now.
It really is. From Berkeley, California to the Boston Garden. Good God.
Man.
That kid is hungry, and he is going at everybody and everything.
Yeah.
He's not backing down for Bron or anybody.
No, he's not afraid of anybody.
I'm totally unafraid. So, yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one. Now, as far as what we saw today, I mean,
It's not knee-jerk.
Yeah, it's not knee-jerk, all right? Let that be the last thing we do today. Let's call it what it is. It was domination.
Yeah.
It was domination.
Yeah.
We saw Boston get smacked in the mouth. We saw the King eat a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does, and I'm not going to say just LeBron James, but definitely him included, what does Cleveland need to do, not to not lose again, but to avoid an embarrassing loss like this next time those two match up?
Right. I think, well, it's tough. It's tough because you look at Cleveland all playoffs, and I mean, they're pretty much riding the wave that is LeBron James.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he's been putting the team on his back. I mean, you look at last series where it was just utter domination against Toronto.
Right.
And I feel like at times it's hard for the role guys on Cleveland to not sit around and Bron watch, if you will. Because he is so great. You know what I mean? You kind of just want to get out of his way and let him do what he does.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, man. It's really difficult. I mean, if those other guys aren't playing well, I think that you could pretty much forget about it as far as embarrassing losses are concerned.
Okay,
that will happen again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's true. If it's not handled properly, I definitely think mentality is a part of it. Like, they didn't go out in attack mode.
Right.
They went out and we're going to play good basketball against a good team mode.
Right.
And that's not how the Celtics came out.
Right.
They didn't come out like a good team. They came out like a hungry
like an
team.
underdog.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's why they're so dangerous. It's like the cat against the wall theory where I was a kid, rambunctious kid, and I made the mistake of chasing a cat into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Where he had no out.
Right.
And what he do? That
You
hair
already
on
know
his
what he
back
did.
stood up.
Yep.
He hissed at me.
Mm-hmm.
And you better believe I let that cat, I let that
You
cat
let him
get
go
where he wanted to go.
Exactly,
okay?
because you knew what was going to happen next if you didn't.
Right. And that's how the Celtics are playing right now. They're playing like their backs are against the wall, even though they've been pretty dominant.
Yeah.
For most of the playoffs.
It's true. Absolutely.
Their toughest series yet really was Milwaukee, probably.
Yeah, I would definitely say they had to scrap for that. And they were very evenly matched as far as like grit and defensive bodies and length and whatnot.
Exactly.
So that definitely posed a big threat to them. But so question on that tip. So if we're going down that road, then where the Celtics are now, and And we know if they get past Bron, now we got another potential 6 games, and we're talking about LeBron James.
Right.
I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan, but I'm gonna put respect all over
Yeah,
this
you
guy's
got
name, especially after last season.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna be one of those guys.
And it's just game one.
And it's just game one. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that you guys Twitch clip and you guys go ahead and send it over to LeBron, or you send it to the starters.
Right.
I'm not gonna.
You're not going to get exposed.
No. I'm not going to expose myself.
Look, you don't want Rich Paul coming and shutting down no hezzy for good.
That's the last thing we need. All right, we're just trying to get off the ground.
Yeah, right. This is this is our virgin voyage here. Okay?
Exactly, and we're not going to deflower it by taking respect off of the name of LeBron James. That's what we won't do.
Absolutely.
All right? So, with that said, like another 7 games, granted, but if they do get past LeBron, let's say they have a game plan that does work. It worked today. It worked damn well today.
Yeah. And it seems like Brad Stevens has been, masterminding, these game plans for each series is like a different game plan for these guys.
Bro, totally different game plan. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody with a coaching back pocket full of break in case this scenario than this guy Brad Stevens.
He's on his Bruce Wayne right now.
Oh, bro. He's got he's a master strategist for his contingencies. Okay?
He's a master strategist.
Master level tactician. But let's say that they do get past them, and we're going way far out of limb here, but.
We're in a vacuum. And in that vacuum, on the other side of our perspective, our advantage, if you will, is the Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. I see where you're going with this.
Do they have what it takes?
Now, them beating the Cavs would be a monumental accomplishment for that team.
Absolutely. The season is a success with that alone.
Right. And with that victory, they would be, they'd probably be feeling, invincible at that point.
Absolutely.
Now, that being said, the Golden State Warriors are the returning champs.
Right.
So that would be something that you would need to respect.
Absolutely.
On top of that, Brad Stevens, you are also staring down the face of another young, great coach or handler.
Right.
If you will.
If you will.
And Steve Kerr.
Right.
You got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green.
Right.
Who are all formidable players in the league. So it would be a huge task to ask of those young guys for their first shot at a title to beat multiple championship winning Golden State Warriors team who's not tripping off them or their accomplishments really at all
whatsoever.
I think it would be a more competitive series than Cavs and Golden State.
I think it would too. I think they got a lot more fight in them.
I think it'd be a lot more interesting. I hate that Kyrie's not playing right now. I really do, because I feel like Boston could, with Kyrie, beat Golden State. But I am going to say, and y'all know me, all right, no hezzy community. Let me look at y'all. Y'all know me, and you know how I feel about Golden State. So it pains me to say that I believe Golden State would still give it to them, even if they were able to surpass Bron in the conference finals.
I do too.
I'm not gonna sit up here. Now you didn't want to upset the Brononites.
Right. Definitely didn't want to accept the Brononites.
I'm not gonna disrespect what that franchise out here, our northern brothers out here doing in Golden State. Okay. I will not do that.
Right. That's fair. Well, that's the last thing we need. Is all the Warriors fans, because there's more of them than Kings fans here in the city of Sacramento, coming and knocking on our No Hezzy door, bringing all this noise to our No Hezzy lives.
Although they're pretty new fans. All right, let's make that clear. Okay,
of course. They still got the price tags on all of their nice Warriors shirts.
Right.
But with that said, Okay, so let's take away the expectation. Like you said, it's a lot to put on them to expect them to beat those guys.
Right.
But let's take away the expectation. Let's talk about purely possibilities. And we know we live in a world of possibilities. Anything is possible.
Right.
Anything is possible.
Right. Shout out to Garnett.
Shout out to the man child.
Area 21.
Absolutely. That beanie, that hoodie.
That hoodie.
It's double-sided tape. If y'all didn't know, I told people the secret a long time ago. It's double-sided tape. There's no way that you can be that clean. I mean, trust me,
right.
It's not possible. I would say Velcro, but that's kind of painful.
And you know, I mean, his head's really glossy as well.
It is very glossy.
It's hard,
it's slick.
Right.
Slick
it's got to be hard to keep that with the moisture that he's developing on the top of that head. So.
Double-sided tape.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly defies logic sometimes.
Every time.
But shout out to KG.
Shout out to KG. But with that said, take away expectations. Let's talk about possibilities. Do they have the personnel? Do they have the game plan? Do they have the fight and the determination and the focus to possibly upset Golden State in any way?
I would like you said, anything is possible. I would not put it past that team. I mean, they've surprised me pretty much every game of the playoffs so far. Yeah, even in loss. You know, especially in that Philly series. I mean, I thought Philly had the answers.
Bro, so did I. I mean, gosh, the way that Marco Bellinelli was playing and shooting, even his defense. Oh shoot! Hold up. Excuse me for just a second. A little technical.
We out here learning. Okay,
absolutely.
It's a learning experience.
Building this stream up. Let's see. Oh well. I don't even know where the sound is coming from. That's the craziest part about it.
Yo, we live.
We are very live right now.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it. Oh, I got it.
So that was tight.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming. We got if you could just see the No Hesi compound right now, there's massive amounts of Wakandan technology all the way around. We got so much tech
in this room right now.
It's ridiculous. But that's why we're at an undisclosed location. But back to it. Okay, yes, anything is possible.
Yes.
The likelihood. What is are we talking 30%, 20%?
So we got to put a value on it.
Yes.
Ooh, I say
I'm going with. I'll jump ahead.
Okay,
I'm going with 30%.
Okay.
I believe there's a 30. I'll even go as far as 35%. 35%.
I was gonna say 40.
40. Okay, I'm rocking with that.
I was gonna say 40, 60, just because personnel wise, I think they're outmatched. Just based off experience.
Absolutely.
But game plan, determination, just that digging.
Yeah.
I could see them out motivated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Being the hungrier guys.
Right.
Okay.
So that would be that would be a fun series. But like I said, man, let me ask you this, man.
Okay.
How much does it suck to you to know that Cleveland could potentially lose to Boston, which if we would have said that at the beginning of the season, we would have been real excited about that, right?
Absolutely.
Without Kyrie Irving.
I mean, it's going to be one of those, it's going to have the asterisk on it. You know what I mean? Like, it already had one asterisk on it, and I think the only reason why the asterisk of without Gordon Hayward got wiped away is because how much Kyrie took up on his back, how much more Jaylen Brown ascended, how much Jason Tatum showed that he was immediately acclimated
Al
to
Horford.
it. Yeah, and Al Horford being even more of a veteran and more of a guiding voice and presence that he is now. Everybody really supported. I mean, obviously there's an element of one to do it for themselves.
Them getting Morris too. We don't speak on that enough.
Another move. I mean, it seems that Danny Ainge really just wanted to stack the deck with guys that are just tough.
Yeah.
I mean, guys that are just flat out. Just
they're not
tough.
taking nothing. All right.
No, absolutely.
They're not taking anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of my now. And I will say this. I mean, this is something that has kind of been touched on. I don't think we touched on it a whole bunch, but to your point, the coaching plan is, I mean, I'll ask the question and then I'll kind of give a take on it, but is Brad Stevens currently a better coach than Steve Kerr?
I think so.
I think so too.
Because he's doing more with less.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, when we had the discussion about, being a handler, that is crucial when you're dealing with stars. Definitely. Because you have to be able to, I mean, it's easy to say you just roll the ball out there and let them do their thing, but you have to be able to control these egos and make them work in the same space.
Definitely.
But I say that there's a lot to be said about someone who can take, a guy like Marcus Smart,
right,
or a guy like Jaylen Brown, a guy like Morris, who's he's kind of bounced around and some could say he underachieved, and make them buy in. And make them overachieve.
Yeah, absolutely.
And play above it, right? Play above what we are expecting them to play like. So
definitely
for that, I say, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, Brad Stevens is probably the best coach outside of Greg Popovich, who obviously he's in his own category.
Definitely,
I think Brad Stevens is the best young coach in the NBA right now.
I'll side with you there. I'll definitely side with you there. Second to none. I say, a close second to him, I would say, would be Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what he did over there with that, that squad after losing Gordon Hayward. Yeah, absolutely. Very bright future. Donovan Mitchell, O'Neal out there handling, even Neto, kind of coming through and kind of, showing that not only can he be a second unit guy, but maybe, even be a serviceable, not like I'm hanging around, like, really be serviceable. These playoffs took him to another level, but I'm with you there. I mean, and one of the things with Brad Stevens is that, well, actually, let's move back over on the Golden State side. He was letting the players coach. Come on, like that. I know we kind of briefly touched on it before, but that is so disrespectful. To all the other assistant coaches, associate head coaches in the league, trying to get jobs, trying to get hired. They've been going through the due diligence.
Like, we're just so good that we just, we can just do anything.
It's like, bro, you have literally other coaches on your squad that would love nothing more to coach a full 5 games all on their own. I mean, even Mike Brown.
This guy's looking for work this offseason as well with all these firings going down.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Now that you just brought that up too, and especially with us mentioning on the last episode the mental fortitude of Golden State.
Yep.
Man, I honestly, they've been looking solid in the playoffs. Seems like they've kind of they flipped the switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see them, being mentally taken out of it, once the series gets rough for them.
Absolutely. We already got our rings.
Yeah.
These guys are hungry. That whole, I got mine too. I'm not worried about that. We'll be back next year.
Right.
That whole thing, man, along with, Quinn Cook coming into the bench. They don't have a weak bench. They still have a very, very decent bench.
Right. McCaw's hurt right now.
Pat McCaw. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. Right now, definitely, still stacked in Golden State's odds. KD can go off. Clay can go off.
Yeah.
Steph go off, and then all Draymond got to do is just play.
Just be a goon.
Point goon. Out there. You know what I'm saying? Give a few forearm shivers and knock down a few top of the key threes.
Yeah.
And distribute the ball.
Yeah. No,
all
Kurt,
the shots.
Now, I'm gonna have to stop you here.
Okay.
Because we're in this vacuum and we're just floating right now. Okay.
This is true. We're out in the stratosphere. Gravity is more or less nothing to us right now. Let's bring it back home.
Let's bring it back home because Golden State is also looking at a formidable opponent as well, and we cannot slight the number one team in the NBA this year in the regular season anyway.
The beard and the paw.
The beard and
The ebony paw.
CP3000 is what I'm calling him now.
CP3. Oh, what?
He was formerly CP0, now he's CP3000. 3 stacks.
I'm Twitch clipping this right now. I'm not letting this moment pass.
Shout out to CP.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta we have to put some respect on Houston.
Absolutely.
They've been playing really well, aside from a few flubs here and there in the last 2 series,
Right.
which were minor.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna push Golden State to the limit, even if you believe that Golden State ultimately is gonna win that series.
Definitely.
They're gonna push them to the limit. What do you think? What are some problems, I should say, you believe they present in Golden State's goal of making it to the NBA Finals again?
The number one thing is they possess that odd X factor that Golden State does, where, in a matter of 90 seconds worth of gameplay, 90 seconds worth of clock, not actual 90 seconds, but 90 seconds worth of clock, they can turn a 15-point lead into a 4-point lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really fast. They will fill up that 3 bucket on you quick. Their defense,
they got a lot of shooters. Their defense has gone up tremendously in the playoffs. And Clint Capella, again, another person I got to put. And now I'm only going to put so much respect on his name because it could be a system.
Hoax side is a thing.
Right.
Okay. And contract years are a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only people that don't play out of their mind in contract years are idiots.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
People that don't want to play in the NBA anymore.
If you don't want to get paid, you want to play up.
Right. But if you young, if you still got spring in your step, you going to get yourself one of these max deals.
Right. But you're saying he could potentially take it easy next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he doesn't ascend, I'm not even saying if he doesn't stay at the same level. If Clint Capella if his game does not ascend to the next level next season, then we know what it was. But with that said, he is that paint presence right now that is going to keep Golden State on the outs, because I mean, they would really have to go small, and they'd have to stay small and keep JaVale McGee out and really have it be him on Draymond and pull him all the way out of the paint.
Yeah.
And I think D'Antoni is I won't give it to D'Antoni. I'll even say people like Mbamute and a few other people are, PJ Tucker, are smart enough to know what to do in those scenarios.
Right.
Don't play that game. Right. Take the mismatch. Go ahead and guard him, and you're better off doing that than pulling Capella out of the paint.
Right.
Try to keep Capella as close to the paint as possible.
Right. But you're right though. Golden State's definitely going to want to stretch him out.
Oh yeah,
because of the problems he presents when he's in the key,
right?
Protecting that rim,
and he can't stretch McGee out,
right. You're right about that.
So it's going to be a lot of pick and roll.
I was going to say they're going to put him in a lot of actions where he can switch McGee and get him on that island where
that's true.
Where the beard can hit that travel step.
Oh yeah. The travel back.
Yeah, the reverse Euro, as I like to call it.
That's what it is.
He gonna get JaVale in several of those situations.
Absolutely. Now, JaVale is a very tough person to shoot over the top of, though. He's long and athletic,
lanky. Yeah, definitely.
So, but that's why this matchup is going to be so interesting because there's a counter to every move on both teams. And the team that's going to win out, I believe, is going to be the team that ends up playing the best defense.
Absolutely.
For very offensive-heavy teams, that's what's going to come down
to.
And
let's be very clear. I mean, in that regard, Golden State definitely has that edge.
Still, definitely.
I mean, they're just they play a better team defense.
Definitely.
And then you got Draymond Green, who is. Arguably one of the best defenders in the league. He can guard, top to bottom pretty much.
Absolutely.
So, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to create actions where you have mismatches with a team that defends as well as Golden State.
Absolutely. But I will say this, though. With the exception of this season, every season prior to this, because where I'm thinking, okay, Team defense, and then I'm thinking individual matchups. Okay, well, who's the weakest link in Golden State and their starting five? Okay, cool. Who's the weakest link in defense on the starting five of the Rockets?
James Harden.
James Harden. Who's the best defender amongst the backcourt and for Rockets?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, who's the best defender in the backcourt?
Clay.
So it's gonna be interesting.
It evens out.
Exactly. That's gonna be interesting. But
Tucker and Draymond, that matchup.
But
the goon off.
The goon off. Oh, that's about to be nasty. Nasty.
Man.
But my point that I was making is Steph has not cooked CP3000 through the ringer like he has the previous 2 seasons.
Right.
It has not been that same thing. It is not. I mean, like remember when he cooked the whole squad.
Hey, listen, CP's not having that no more.
And that's my thing. That like the defense that CP3 is going to play on Steph is going to be harsher and more punitive than the defense that Steph is going to play on him.
Yeah.
And that's going to be one of those ones that go because CP right now, the mode that he's in,
man.
And Steph, I don't feel that mode coming from Steph when I see Steph play.
I mean, Steph's still trying to get in shape, really, because he's
still trying to get his legs under.
Yeah, he's been out for a while. I mean, he looks good.
Yeah, he looks good.
You can see how his presence changes the way they play.
Definitely,
takes a lot of pressure off of the beta, formerly known as Kevin Durant.
The beta,
formerly known as the real
FKA beta.
But that being said, I say let's not sleep on Harden defensively. I think he's like one of the top guards and steals in the playoffs so far. So I mean, even though on ball,
okay,
on ball,
I got something for you. Keep going.
But he's definitely been creating problems in passing lanes and things of that nature. He's not an outright liability, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. The way James Harden plays defense, the way.
I feel like you about to roast James Harden. So
no. I'm not about to roast him. I'm actually about to make a lot of sense of the way he plays defense.
Okay.
James Harden plays defense the way that gosh, I don't want to say him. Give me a playmaker.
Oh, in basketball? Or?
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He plays defense. Okay, give me a lesser one. but basically he's a playmaking. He's a playmaking defensive guard.
Defender.
He's not going to defend every possession through and through. He's not a true defender. But
he's
when
like a Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
Offensively.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Like sometimes.
That's who I was looking for. That's a good one.
Sometimes.
Yes. Like he's not going to be that.
He sees an opportunity.
If he sees an opportunity, and it just so happens that his opportunities are seen at times when those types of plays need to be made. So that's the kind of defense. And again, not the best defense in the world, but I don't want to knock him because he'll do like right when you're like James Harden ain't doing nothing. He'll do one of those, and you'll be like, dang, James Harden just stole the ball.
Yeah, like when he ripped Donovan Mitchell in the closeout game.
Oh my gosh, yeah, bro, that one.
Yeah, when they knocked knees.
Oh yeah, and then Donovan had to go out.
But that was
was clean rip though. Yeah, absolutely, the rip was clean, and that's what I mean. Like you got to think.
He traveled on that layup though. But we ain't gonna get into that.
I mean, do they call that anymore? Are we talking about traveling here? It's not even an illegal move anymore.
Yeah, they're getting out of hand with that.
You get 3 steps in a gather. All right. Even refs are admitting to it.
God.
They're just covering for each other. Anyway, but with all that said, James Harden, I mean, with the guy who can handle that well, obviously his hands have to be quick to handle, so be quick to jump in that cookie jar.
Right.
And I think we can expect to see I believe that the Rockets and the Golden State is going to be more of an eventful, like per game,
right?
But I think
that's going to be a series.
That's going to be a series, and that's something that I'm ready for. The No Hezzy community is obviously ready for it, chomping at the bit to hear our reactions and everything. So make sure you guys hit the follow button. That way, as soon as these games are either we're going to be live streaming during the games like we did earlier today, or like we're doing right now, doing a reaction to the game after the fact and reviewing it. So that way we can give you guys these takes as soon as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
The national media, get your takes from them. Go ahead, but this is the real food.
Right. Take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, a very small grain of salt. Watch out for your cholesterol.
And no community, I also would like to know, what series are you most excited for? Because it looks like both of these are going to be some pretty interesting series. I mean, we could potentially be seeing the end of Bron's reign going to the finals.
We could.
Or we could see Golden State, solidify their dynasty.
We could.
Or we could see Chris Paul and James Harden make a run for a chip.
I'm open to any of it. I mean, I've got my preferences, trust me, but at this point, we're here. This is the part of the season that we do all this for. We get to get down to these final 24 games. 24. We got 7-7, 7-7 and 7.
Yeah.
So final potential 24 games, 21 games.
21.
If we got 24, I'd be fine with it. Give me an extra 3.
I mean, I'll take 24.
We pay our hard-earned money.
Absolutely. And that's more ad space for y'all. Hey, Adam Silver, go ahead. Adam Silver, right? Go ahead and you can take that idea. I'll just take 10%.
Yeah, that's all. Small fee. Yeah.
If we can, Kurt, real quick, if we could retrospectively look back at the series that led to where we're at right now.
Okay.
Let's start with Houston and Utah, because that was a pretty hard fought series by Utah. They tried to keep themselves in that hunt.
Yeah.
What did Utah show you this year in their mini run?
That's an easy one. They showed me two things. One, that they got a bright future with everybody that was in rotation during the series, and two, that they are that one star piece away, that one star step away. So I mean, really, it's a win-win situation for free agents who don't necessarily qualify for the bag.
Right.
You know what I mean? but can go to to the snowiest of snowy places.
Right. And if you're a docile star as well. I mean, where you're cool with being secluded. And,
absolutely.
That would be
someone like a like a Kawhi Leonard.
Right, exactly. If you have a robotic demeanor, Utah would be a great place for you.
Absolutely, and a hell of a handler. If you've got a robotic demeanor and a handler that just won't quit, Utah just may be the place for you. So Kawhi. Keep an eye out for that jazziest of jazzy places.
For that jazzy bag.
What about how'd you feel about that series?
Man, I think like you said, the future is very bright. Mm-hmm. They fight hard. I want to know, and I need to look this up. Who is their GM?
The GM in Utah?
Yeah.
I could fact check that.
Because I think he deserves a little bit of praise as well. I mean, first and foremost, after losing Gordon Hayward.
Absolutely. And George Hill.
Who
had his best season of his career.
You drafted Donovan Mitchell. I mean, how many teams passive on that guy, right?
Seriously.
I mean, what the heck were they thinking, right?
That's crazy, bro. Bro, what was anybody thinking?
I mean, this guy
that guy would have been a number 2 pick or a number 3 pick.
Yeah, this guy's looking like Dwayne Wade's son.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's getting picked the 13th. I mean, what the heck's going on?
I mean, you guys already know, as a Lakers fan, and you picking up Kuzma where you guys did.
Right.
Hey, 27 other teams got it wrong.
Right.
That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
And I know it's tough, but kudos to their front office team for being able to spot that talent, and then also making that trade mid-season. I think that was huge for them, getting Crowder in.
Absolutely.
Crowder seemed like he fit that team like a glove. Like, that was exactly what he needed. Because before that in Cleveland, I mean, we were questioning whether Crowder should be OTL.
We were. I mean, we definitely were. I mean, and that's just because of the drastic dip that he took from when he came over from the Celtics,
Right.
and then went over to Cleveland, and then that whole ordeal happened, and then I mean, like what his play was like, we thought that he was exactly what they could utilize, and he wasn't playing up to it at all.
Right,
His defending went down. I think that's just because he's not a bronze system player.
Right. You got to be able to fit in the bronze system in order to, yeah.
Dennis Lindsey, by the way, shout out to Dennis Lindsey. He's the GM for Utah. Sam Presti, you might need to call him up and have a conversation about it. Anyway, but that's definitely how I felt about that series. So the other series that at that one wrapped up, but I mean that one's a quick one. Golden State and the Pelicans.
That one was a little underwhelming.
It was very underwhelming.
I thought, I mean, it kind of seemed like they were satisfied with getting out of the first round a little bit.
Right, which, truth be told, I mean, that's kind of like, if that's the end of their road, I won't be too upset with them about it. It's kind of like,
you guys job saved?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Gentry's job is saved because the GM's job is saved.
Right,
okay?
right.
So that blessing is just going to, that's just an inheritance.
They're gonna have a heck of a decision to make this offseason now that they're I mean do you bring back Cousins?
Oh yeah, there's no question.
I mean, now it kind of solidifies that they need Cousins.
They don't have to pay. I mean, they're not gonna pay him $209.
They don't need a
like
full
the Kings.
bag. They don't need a full bag
unless
another team wants to be foolish enough to throw that at him.
Then you have your bidding war. I mean, we're talking about a purgatory team here. These guys they weren't even sniffing the playoffs last season, and what they did this season, even though without Cousins, what he did and how he was. Let's not forget he was over AD at some point. Exactly.
Yeah.
So along with that, if you say the way you look at that is you say, if this is what we could do with only renting them for half a season, what can we do with them for a whole season?
And they could. I mean, I have similar feelings with the way I wish Kyrie was playing right now. I would have loved to have seen, DeMarcus and AD, fully realized, making a chip run.
Right.
I mean, they would have caused a lot of problems for Golden State, I think. Even though I still believe Golden State would get them,
of course.
I mean, that's a matchup nightmare if you're, especially a team trying to run small ball. That's a team that'll force you to play big.
Absolutely,
because they can. They can stretch you.
Absolutely, yeah. Both of those guys can hit threes.
Yeah.
So matchup wise, it would be a nightmare. And I mean, that's the best that we can hope for in their scenario is that they build themselves up to a place where they give those kinds of problems to Golden State next season.
Did playoff Rondo earn a roster spot, or is he going to travel to his next destination?
No, he's not going anywhere.
No,
Cousins likes him. He played up. He played way up, and he even took some pressure off of Drew Holiday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no, I mean everything.
And like I said before, it seems like he respects Gentry, healthy respect. And it seemed like Gentry likes Rondo. Like there was no friction there yet.
Likes is a pretty strong word, Blackmore. I might have to ask you to refrain from using words like or phrases like likes Rondo. Okay. That doesn't exist. People don't like Rajon Rondo. People tolerate Rajon Rondo. And Rajon Rondo tolerates people back. And that's the best kind of relationship you can have with Rajon Rondo. You guys don't have respect necessarily, but you have tolerance.
Right. But there's a healthy tolerance for each other on that team.
Well, I would refrain from using words like healthy. I can't guarantee a status of health over there between that team.
There's a lot of illness.
There's a lot of illness there. But what we can say is that in this month, in the 2018, the year of our Lord, the Pelicans showed results.
Right. There, I'd even go as far as to say that their future is brighter than it was.
I can agree with that statement. We can use phrases like that,
and that's where we'll leave it.
We're gonna leave it right there. So that other series that we were looking at was, of course, on the other side of the Mississippi, the North versus the land.
Yeah.
And I think we could just call that a landslide. If I do myself.
Man, what can I say? I mean, now, mind you, I mean, I've been telling anyone who will listen that Toronto ain't doing a doggone thing this year.
You were very right. From any crow that I may need to eat, if I ever spoke a word against that narrative.
I even slid into Drake's DMs.
Okay.
Pause.
Champagne
to let him know that.
Okay.
To let him know that his team wasn't going to do anything this year, and he didn't respond.
Oh, he was too busy arguing with.
He's on the side. He's talking to K. Perk.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins. Yeah.
What was that about, Valo? What a distraction, right?
Well, that seems to be Drake's life these days. The most popular distractions. More life. More like horror life. Correct your life. But yes.
No, but you know, I knew from the jump that, you know, I mean, they've been fool's gold for the last 3 or 4 years, and you fool me once, to hell with you.
Yeah. You don't get any more chances with Blackmon, okay?
So knowing that, and knowing that, you know, the mental fortitude of the 2 stars on that team haven't been, you know, once Bron comes into that arena, you know, a mortal man. It's hard for him to take that, and for them it seemed like it was even less than your average mortal man.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I knew it was gonna be tough, but I didn't think they would get embarrassed like that, man.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I thought that at least DeMar DeRozan, you know, had more. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, cojones.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
Alonzo, LeVar's. You know, I thought there was a lot more, you know, a lot more pride, in that team. But I think
he shrank.
He
shrank.
Yeah, no pin particles necessary. This guy hit the. You know what I mean? It just, you know, just shrank in the moment.
Quantum realm.
Yeah. Right? That quantum shrinkage.
Man. I mean, and I will cut Lowry a break, even though. I mean, at this point, I just know with Lowry, you're only going to get so much.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a miniature guard.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, with liabilities on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, lightweight turned him into a 6-man already, right?
Right. Go ahead and just 6-man that guy and get it over with.
Because if he's your starting
cold part
guard,
is he's going to be making what, 28 M's next year. They threw him the bag. His contract was up last year. They threw him the bag. So you can't justify him coming off the bench making that kind of bread. So now you're married to this guy, knowing that he's a glorified 6 god.
The only person who should be in bed with Kyle Lowry is Mrs. Kyle Lowry, and that's the mistake.
Is the mother of his child, right?
That's the mistake that the Raptors organization made.
Yeah.
With this guy, I mean,
but it's not the only mistake they made. Because I'm gonna take DeRozan. I'm gonna put him over here.
All right, we're gonna put him on the shelf.
We're not gonna go in on him just yet.
All right.
There's a lot of bloviation about him that can be made.
Fair.
Let's focus in now on Serge Ibaka, who is also
he still there?
He's promised to make 23 M's next year.
I didn't even know that Serge Ibaka was. I literally didn't even know he was still there.
Exactly. Neither did Toronto. Neither did Dwayne Casey.
Bruh, oh my God.
Yeah, Serge Ibaka is a shell of his former self.
Wow.
And that was the only thing. That was the only move Sam Presti made. That, you know, it was questionable at the time. That is no longer a question.
Right.
He did not.
But it was
need
crazy
to get that
because he
contract.
went to Orlando though, and he was like, he had like a span of some games where he was
where he
playing.
still looked like he was capable of being the guy we thought he was.
Right.
No longer.
Well, that's over.
No longer. I feel like he didn't really help much at all.
No, he definitely didn't.
And it seems
Absolutely
like
not.
there was a moment in time where he seemed like he had some stretch ability.
Yeah.
That's also gone as well.
Yeah, bro. I remember he was knocking down the corner three. Like his 15-footer was on point two
Right.
seasons ago, and then he extended it out to the three, and he was hitting it. And it is interesting because that's right when Presti let him go.
Yep.
Right as he started
Developing a new NBA game.
Yeah.
Well, he's unreliable. So now Toronto has to deal with that contract as well.
Right.
And then I mean now mind you, they did all these things to set up the team to defeat Bron, and
Right.
none of it worked.
No,
at
no,
all.
no, not even nowhere close did it work.
DeMar DeRozan even tried to extend his game and get a little three.
Yeah.
And it seemed
nothing.
like he's still
almost hurt him.
uncomfortable. It seemed like he's still uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, there's some mental blockage of when he gets behind that line, his shot literally changes. It's not even the same jumper as his little pull-ups and his fadeaways.
Where is DeMar DeRozan in your eyes?
It's trapped inside of his mind.
in the sunken place.
And his mind's still in Compton. This guy is. I mean, we obviously know he's going through some tough things. He talked about the depression earlier in the season and whatnot.
Right. And this in no way, shape, or form is meant to disrespect that at
Absolutely,
all.
we've got the utmost respect for
Right,
that.
right.
But with that said, not that is in direct correlation to how he played, but at the same time, it just doesn't seem like he's mentally invested in I think the way that DeMar DeRozan thinks, it's like, if I put in the hard work, if I do it and I just play, it just happens.
Right.
And when it doesn't happen like that, like, he doesn't know.
He shuts down on
Yeah, he doesn't know how to reconcile. And I don't understand how you spend a whole summer with the Mamba and you don't take that away. It's almost like he went there for all the physical stuff and like none of the spiritual mental.
Right. Because I mean, let's be very clear. The Mamba. I mean, he's known for the mental, right? Like that's
absolute Mamba mentality.
Yeah, like that is that's I believe that is just important to Kobe as his physical abilities were.
Absolutely.
So, that being said, if you can't take that away from your training with the sensei, then, I mean, you're just not going to I just don't see him ascending past where he's at right now. I could be completely surprised and he could come out as a killer in the next year or so, but at this point I'm just tired of saying next year they're going to, and I'm just ready to go ahead and write it off. Blow up that squad. One thing I disagree with, though, is the fact that because Toronto can't beat LeBron James, the best player in the NBA, another coach has to bite the dust.
Yeah, no, I'm totally against that. You don't have a guy set a franchise record for wins. Allegedly, get coach of the year when Brad Stevens doesn't even get a single vote.
Right.
And then you ask him, like, that was just a GM move. That was a GM
He's
saying,
trying to
"Hey,
save
I'm
his
not.
job.
Yeah, I'm not the problem. Obviously, Dwayne Casey's the problem. Hold on, though. I got the fix. I'm going to hire Budenholzer,
who's basically white Dwayne Casey.
Right, with less stones,
right,
with less motivational skills.
Right, exactly,
nah, bro. Like
with less backbone.
With less backbone. That's what I'm saying. So as far as I'm concerned, Dwayne Casey, I mean, there's still some coaching jobs left open. He is going to.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get a job. Yeah, he's gonna get a job. I mean, he's well respected around the league.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to get into this too much, but it's funny to me that oftentimes black coaches have very short leashes. Like you said, I mean, he set a franchise record for wins.
Yeah, #1 seed in the East.
And in the same season, he gets fired right after a press conference where he says, "My keys still work. I think my keys to the facility still work, so I'm still here." And they fire him right after that. It was definitely a scapegoat job. Disrespect to Dwayne Casey and what he's done for the franchise.
Absolutely.
And then you get a half-hearted tweet from Lowry talking about how we didn't always see eye to eye, but I mean, I respect you and good luck to you in your future.
I mean, Kyle Lowry never exactly struck me as a very loyal person to begin with. I mean, and anybody who is loyal to, God bless you.
Right,
But
right.
I
Please,
mean, that's
please comment.
yeah. Feel free to. Yeah, I'm sure plenty of Kyle Lowry's loved ones are watching this No Hezzy stream right now. Please, drop your comments, defend this man if you will. Be a Lowry apologist if you will.
Yeah.
But that's how you. I mean, like more props and respect to the Greek Freak. Like he literally tried to. Like Jason Kidd did not deserve to keep that job at all. But Greek Freak literally was about to go to the GM and be like, "Nah, don't." Nah,
what do I do? What do I need to do to keep J Kidd here?
Right.
So
these players
man.
ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal.
Nah, but yeah, blow that team up. And
the crazy part is that they won't, bro.
And let God sort out the rest.
Yeah, I mean, that's a much better plan than letting the GM make any more decisions, because this guy has literally got this organization on the hook for a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He's paying chip prices, but they will not be getting chip results. They're going to stay around. The second round, hopefully, and maybe the Eastern Conference Finals.
Look, he paid top prices for ordinary ingredients, so to speak, generic ingredients.
Absolutely, he definitely got the no frills ban. He definitely paid for the Jiffy, but he's walking out with the Safeway Select.
It just say peanut butter on it.
Yeah. It just say PB with the white label around it. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
And what was the last series?
It was Boston Philly, man, which was a surprise. That was surprise. I
loved that series. That might be my second favorite series so far, actually.
Listen, the future
next to
of
Miami and the Sixers.
The future of the East is looking, if we want to talk about throwing some shades on,
very competitive.
The future of the East looks very bright.
Absolutely.
And this, on the back of the talks of changing up the way we do the playoffs with seedings and picking the best 16 teams.
That was going to push some East teams out of it.
Exactly.
But now it's looking like they're holding.
They're like, nope, we want to be in that conversation. So this series specifically showcased two young teams that will be, they'll probably be battling for years to come.
Absolutely.
If they can keep their collective teams healthy.
Yep.
But man, I was shocked, man. I mean, Brad had the game plan for the standout in the series prior to that, Ben Simmons, man, my guy.
Absolutely. I mean, and he played as much as I can't stand. I can't stand when the whistle stops blowing. Everything that he does, I can't stand.
Yeah.
When the game is on, that kid is on fire. I have to say that it was kind of a easy out. They know he can't shoot.
Right.
They know that.
Right.
And once you get into the playoffs,
you can't have. What does that little kid say on the YouTube video? No weakness.
Yep. And that's what he had.
Weakness.
Hey,
look, the playoff exposes your sins, if you have some, and big or small.
Yeah.
And Ben Simmons has one glaring sin, and it's just the release just looks
fragile.
It looks very, very iffy.
Oh,
he's gonna need to work on that in order for them to thrive. I mean, Joel Embiid did his thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially all things considered, being injured and having to come back in.
Yeah, he had the cane mask.
Yeah. He
had to take it off. I don't know if you noticed this. So he would get fouled, right? He would take off the mask, hand it to a teammate so he could shoot the free throws.
Yeah, and
then make or miss, he would grab the mask and put it back on.
Absolutely, yeah, he had to.
So I mean, and I like where his mental's at. A lot of people call him, a troll and this or that. But I think he's great for the league. I think he, his personality is such to where you want to watch Philly. You want to see what they got going on, because not only is the talent there, but they also have the star power and the personality. But Brad Stevens just cooked up the game plan to basically take their second, arguably first best option out of it completely. And if you take him out, you take out a lot of other guys, because he's the one that's putting them in positions to get their shots off. So,
yeah, all the way.
Because I mean, you look at Sarge; he didn't play as well this series. Bellinelli didn't play as well.
Maybe not overall, but he had like that 27-point game. Though.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he kind of had to. He had to grind for more of his buckets. In the series
them buckets came a
last
lot less easier than they did before. I mean, the main thing that they did, because Joel Embiid was only going to be able to contribute so much, and he contributed more than you could ask from a guy in that situation. But they knew if they could stop Ben from being effective, they had enough other personnel to
Those other guys are it's like cutting the head off the snake, so to speak, because you know that a lot of those buckets are coming from the way he pushes the tempo and the way he controls the flow of the game.
Yep.
He's a young floor general, kind of like, in the same vein as a Bron.
Absolutely.
And he puts guys in spots that maximize what they do well.
Yeah.
And if you could kind of cut half of his game off or cut the floor off for him, now these other guys have to do more than they've been asked to do. And I think they just didn't counter the scheme that Brad Stevens cooked up
they
fast enough.
They wouldn't have been able to. Like JJ Redick played out of his mind. Embiid played better than you can ask for him. Ben played.
He still played well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played good enough for a rookie, point guard.
Aside for that game where he only had 1 point, which I'm sure will haunt him until next season.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I think that's perfect for his progression. His first year, he gets to the playoffs. He has 1 game. He only has 1 point.
Right.
He'll never let
that's
that happen.
That's as low as it can get.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're gonna go low early.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you can ride that wave up. So,
question for you, Kurt.
Absolutely.
Shots at Brett Brown for the way he handled this series.
Like props?
No, like shots.
Shots. No shots. I mean, we're talking about a guy who literally had to go. I mean, he had to sit through this stinky, hinky purg to get to this moment. I mean, everything that I saw from Brett Brown was
stinky hinky.
Stinky hinky.
I think we should put that on a t-shirt.
Stinky hinky. That's gonna be one of my. I'm down with that.
And then sell that to Stephen A. Smith because he's down.
Oh God, he loved that. but no, I mean, he was extremely graceful, extremely introspective, when he was getting interviewed, before the quarter started and stuff like that. He was super motivating, encouraging to his guys. Nothing but love and respect for Brett Brown, the way that he handled it. On the coaching side of things, he just he's not even used to his team being this good. You know what I mean? So I think he was just
he was playing with house money, basically.
He was playing with house money. Brad Stevens came in and he just outcoached Brett Brown. You know, so
Brett basically said too, we need a GOAT. Yeah. Essentially, he was like, I mean, the way we're set up right now, we're looking to attract somebody to come and help this thing out in order to win a chip.
Absolutely. I mean, and really, that's the funny thing. It's not that they don't need a GOAT, and if a GOAT comes, then a GOAT comes.
I don't think they need a GOAT.
I think they just need to let Ben Simmons goat out more. It's just trust
trust it's a process. We've been saying it this long.
Hey, and I mean, and it's worked this well.
Right.
So just continue to trust it.
Continue to do what you guys have been doing.
Condition Embiid, work on Simmons' shot,
and get and work on Fultz and Simmons need to be in the same classes. I'll tell you that. As far as the shooting,
I'm not disagreeing with you, but. They did all this without Markelle Fultz, and I'm not saying that he's out of the picture now, but you don't.
Do they even need him?
They don't. But since you have him and he is an asset, you might as well take full advantage. Right. I say just this is my whole thing now with that organization. The way I see it, they don't need to put as much pressure on themselves to make him.
Right.
You know,
they can take their time. They can
just go ahead and take
give
your
him
time.
a little mini process.
Yeah, you see what give him a mini process. You see what you guys got now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just give him a mini process and let him earn his stuff from TJ McConnell. Let him.
I was gonna say
I'm
feeling TJ McConnell as well. So
I like
you
TJ
can ride
McConnell.
you can ride with what you got right now.
TJ McConnell needs to go to another team.
You think so?
Yeah, just because I think TJ McConnell, he is like he's to me he's like think of him in the vein. It was almost like a deli.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
a tough guy. He's a
lunchbox,
lunchbox, point guard.
Vibe I got.
Yeah. So
and he's from that area, I believe. He's from Pennsylvania.
Perfect. So I mean, I'm down with him going and maybe playing some backup point guard for
Miami. He
Miami.
can get a little bag somewhere else.
Yeah,
He can get a little bag. And heck, he might end up on a chip tape. You know what I mean?
He might end up on a chip
tape. He might luck
tape.
up and
Give
get
him
on
3
a chip
seasons.
tape.
Yeah, they need a responsible, tough ball handler.
Yeah.
TJ McConnell's that guy. He's no nonsense. You know,
absolutely.
So, but for now, like
they're gonna have to re-sign JJ Redick.
They should.
Yeah, they're gonna have to resign JJ Redick.
JJ Redick,
I think he earned that.
Not only that, I'm afraid that JJ Redick will go and sign with the Cleveland. I mean with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If they do that, I mean, come on, man.
Black Moses, he wants a ring.
Yeah, he does.
And they won't have to give him the minimum. They will do what they need to do to shift some things around. Give him a nice little bag from coming.
That would be crazy though. Like how many
Nick Young already went there. Omri Caspi already went there.
How many shooters do you need?
And then that's the bad part. They don't need none of these shooters. They're just gonna stockpile and hoard shotters.
Yeah.
In this modern NBA.
Yeah, man. It's looking like it's looking like a gun line.
Philly better throw the bag at him. Yeah. I mean, they don't got to throw the bag.
And he's already I mean, shoot, what do he make? Like 20-something million this year? 22 million this year?
Just throw the bag at him.
Yeah, I would give him a bag. I mean, you ain't got to give him a 5-year contract.
No. So give him a 2-year.
Yeah, give him a 2-year with an option. He's earned. So he's played into a Bron track essentially.
Yeah, he has. for a team who's coming out of purgatory for the first year. Absolutely. Yeah. He's playing his way to a little,
You got him a little, a Rudy Gay track.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna call. Let's call it a Rudy track. Let's not use his last name.
Right.
He got himself a little Rudy track. All right, minus the injury. But I mean, that was that series. Definitely an entertaining series.
And this playoffs has been great so far, man.
Yeah,
honestly, it's been very entertaining.
Very entertaining. It's had me engaged for the most part. The stuff with the Warriors has definitely been the least interesting thing, just because.
I mean, they're cruising right now,
right? But all this stuff
it's all coming to a head.
It's all coming to a head. Everything to do with Boston has been entertaining. Everything to
the Cinderella,
when the meat was in, the meat were great. Miami Heat and
Philly was great. Great surprise for this year.
Bucks gave us a little bit of entertainment.
And Houston's also been somewhat cruising as well.
Yeah, Houston has, but the Jazz gave us some interesting games too, and the Pels kind of made things a little spicy for us as they were taking it to the Blazers. So,
right.
But that's pretty much that was that. We kind of wrapped it up until where we are now.
Before I let you, cut us off.
Absolutely, I was ready to.
And by the way, you're doing a great job of hosting, man. I very relaxed.
I mean, someone's got to show Schwab how to do.
Shout out to Schwab.
What's up, Schwab? Schwab's like Rodney Dangerfield. I get no respect.
Before we get out of here, I need your predictions.
Predictions, absolutely. My bracket's already been established, but I'll go with. I don't remember all of it off the top of my head right now, but we have receipts. Okay,
yeah.
We can post those receipts later, but where we stand right
East
now,
is blown up though. I'll tell you,
bro. My West got blown up, but we'll talk about it because we got to wrap this all up after the finals, after everything goes down. We really got to look at brackets, and then we got to see. We got to come up with a little point system.
Yeah.
And then we got to see.
And if you guys have any suggestions on what the winner should get and what the loser should get, as far as who had the best bracket, let us know, man. Hit the comments and give us some ideas on what we should do. We need some fun stuff too.
Absolutely.
But let's start with Houston and Golden State.
Houston and Golden State.
How many games?
Houston, Golden State. Man, I'm gonna take it to 7 games, and I'll say Golden State in 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least make it interesting for us. Who do you got in that series?
I'm gonna go with Houston.
Okay.
But I also want 7 games.
7
don't we
games.
all want 7 games?
We better want 7 games because they ain't gonna give us the 24 yet. They ain't gonna give us 8 games per yet. So yeah, we'll take that. Shout out to Jellyman 8754. I can't read the number in there; it's too far away. But shout out to you in the comments. So that's mine. That's
good with it.
Hey,
don't troll either, man. I don't want to see you leave some weird comment here that we don't.
Oh, trust us, we got our hand on the ban button.
Right,
it's right there. I'm trigger happy. We got no room for no bull crap in this No Hezzy community. It's love, peace, and basketball.
Yes.
So Cavs, Celtics. What you got? Who you got and what you got?
Man, this is tough, especially after game 1. Mm-hmm. But I have to stick with my bracket so far. I didn't have the Celtics in it, but I gotta continue to rock with the Cavs.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
Okay.
But I got this going 7 games now.
Okay.
I'll give it 7. And I guess that means that Bron will have to break the home court curse, and win in Boston.
Yeah, he would have to. And I think he needs to do that next game. I don't think you don't want to go down 2 and then go back home.
Right.
But yeah, man. Okay, and then that's that. Okay, so there goes our predictions. We got that. Me, I'm definitely going with Boston.
Hey,
I'm going with Boston in 6.
Hey,
that's what I want to see.
If they're gonna win, I think it'd be 6.
Oh no, if it goes to 7, it goes to Bron.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't stare that man in the face in game 7 and expect to come out on top. All right,
exactly. So. Yeah, you can't. The 7th game is Bron's game.
Yeah,
the Silver will give it to him. The refs will give it to him.
Oh yeah, he's not losing.
I'll go ahead and I'll go conspiracy brother on y'all real quick on that one. But okay, so we got him in. All right, so we got Cleveland in.
And I got Cleveland and Houston. You got Cleveland, or you got Boston and Golden State.
I got Boston and Golden State. All right, cool. And the rest of No Hezzy, they don't matter because
they're
not here.
Yeah.
Deal with it, guys.
Give them a hard time.
Give them a real hard time. Because this guy, Malik the King, he's within 30 feet of us right now.
This guy.
Unconscious. And Schwab
went AWOL.
Schwab went AWOL. Nomad, if you will. Beard.
Yeah, Schwab gonna come back from the shadows with a beard and a slick back.
Catching, we turn around and throw the ball out of him. Turns around and catches it, steps out the shadows with his Captain America hoodie and his with
the blacked out star on his chest.
Yeah, with the blacked out No Hezzy logo on his chest. Talking about if you get in my way, I'll cross you over. I
won't hurt you.
But we will kill you if we have to. Anyway, okay, so let's see. Jellyman 87543 said, "I'm going for Celtics. I hate Golden State."
Hey, I'm with
brother.
you. Hey, I'm with you.
Join the squad.
I'm with you. We both on that hate for Golden State.
Let's get that golden hate.
That golden hate.
Yeah. Get him out of here, man. Let's get some new blood in here. But hey, Jelly Man, we getting ready to part. Definitely hit the follow button. We'll be back.
Yeah,
reviewing,
man.
At least either during or after every game, going for Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals to the follows.
Yep.
Finals. You'll see Black Moses here. You will see Schwab. You will see Malik, and you'll see myself on Kurt Cam as well. But Black Moses, besides, No Hezzy Twitter, No Hezzy Instagram, No Hezzy Tumblr,
yes,
No Hezzy,
No Hezzy Vine,
No Hezzy Vine, No Hezzy
MySpace.
Where can they find you for your personal Black Mo takes?
You can find me on Cornell West _side on Instagram. And then you can also find me on Black X Moses on Twitter. So that's at Black X Moses on Twitter. You can see hilarious takes from me. You can also find new music here and there from me as well, if you like that. So please hit that follow on there and at your boy.
Not to mention that that intro music and the outro music that we have is the exclusive to the No Hezi community, No Hezi cast. It is the No Hesitation single.
Yes, it is
by Ebony Mo.
Yes. Ebony Mo, in collaboration with the boy Diego, produced the intro music for our show. So
the theme song actually for the show.
Yes, the theme. Yes. So if you like hoop and you like hip hop, then you will enjoy that song as well. And I might put that back on my SoundCloud so you guys can check that out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. What about you, Kurt?
Switched it up on y'all. It's at Skip and Tosh. So find me on there on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter as well. I don't post as much on Instagram. I tweet a little bit more on Twitter. I'm not super there. If you want majority of my takes, you got to tune in here and check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Skip Ntosh, so SKIPNTOSH, and there you'll find me reading comics, you'll find me gaming, of course, and sometimes you'll find me just reviewing and reacting to various things on the internet, because there's a lot of that these days. You might find Black Mo on there soon as well, reading or reviewing a certain Venom comic book, or maybe a certain Black Monday Murders comic book.
So if you guys like comic books, man, please tune in to that, because that could get very interesting.
Absolutely. But anyway, take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining us. On behalf of Black Moses, Schwab, Malik, I am Kurt the God, and y'all take care of yourselves. Peace.
Enjoy that next round.
Yes, sir.